ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر ولله الحمد الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد يقول الله عز وجل لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماءها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم كذلك سخرها لكم لتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وبشر المحسنين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in this verse, it is neither their meat nor their blood that reaches Allah, but your piety, your taqwa. He has subjected them to you in this way so that you may glorify Allah for having guided you, give good news to those who do good. And in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us of a very important amana. He reminds us of a very important trust. And this gift that He Azza wa Jal has blessed us with on this blessed day, on this special sacrifice, on this special ibadah, this special worship. And that is the slaughter. And there are many of our Muslim brothers and sisters around the world today, unfortunately, that do not have access to slaughter. They are unable to, either because they don't have access to it or because they cannot afford it. And this is the situation of many of our brothers and sisters in Gaza. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aid them. Many of our brothers and sisters in Sudan, in Yemen, in Kashmir, and all over the Muslim world. And if we understand that this is an amana and this is a trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, if this is a gift that He Azza wa Jalla has given to us, we need to understand the sacrifice. That this sacrifice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us, it is not like the pagans, not like the mushrikeen did during the time of Jahiliyyah. What they would slaughter the animal and they would spill the blood around the Kaaba. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that it is not the blood that reaches Him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not interested in the blood, nor is He interested in the meat. He Azza wa Jalla is interested in seeing and what it is that we are going to do when we slaughter. Because when we slaughter, we take that meat and we distribute it to our friends, to our family, and to those that are poor and those that are needy. And if we understand that He Azza wa Jal wants us to build these relationships, it is very clear that He wants us to build this relationship with Him. Because it is through generosity, it is through kindness, it is through love that we will be able to build a better relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is not something that we should overlook. The slaughter is something that takes effort, it takes time. And for those of you that have been to the slaughterhouses, you know the chaos that ensues and the difficulty and the lines and the waiting. This is not something that is meant to be easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to remind us where our food comes from. He Azza wa Jal wants to show us how we are slaughtering and the time and the effort that it takes for the meat to reach our tables. And when we are the ones whose hands are on the blade and actually slaughtering that animal, we see the difficulty and hardship that is involved in that. And we should be thankful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this livestock, has made these animals that subservient to us. This is a gift He Azza wa Jal has given us. So how thankful are we? How often do we remember? Do we take this opportunity or not? And that is the opportunity of the Eid. To slaughter these animals, to remember, to be thankful, and to spread that thankfulness to others. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq and to make us from those, or make us from the shakireen. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد يقول الله عز وجل ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكروا اسم الله في أيام معلومات على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فكلوا منها واطعموا البائس الفقير. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in this verse to attain benefit and celebrate Allah's name on specified days. Over the livestock He has provided for them, feed yourselves and the poor and unfortunate, and that is these days of Eid. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he described the days of Eid as days of eating and drinking. And he sallallahu alayhi wasallam wanted to tell us and show us that this eating and drinking should not be reserved for me, it should not be reserved for my family, but it should be also my friends, it should be my neighbors, and it should also be the poor. There shouldn't be an individual in the community on this day that is hungry. There shouldn't be an individual on this day that does not celebrate with us. There should not be an individual on this day that is left out. That is the beauty of the Eid day, to build our community. And if we look around, walillah alhamd, we see the different types, different colors, different languages, different backgrounds of people. And this is one of the reasons that we gather here on this Eid day. Because sometimes many of us will complain, I don't have family, I don't have anyone to help me, I don't know who to ask, and I will respond and say, all you have to do is look around. Come to the Eid prayer, come to the Jummah prayer, and let people know that I'm having trouble raising my son. Let people know that I don't know where to purchase this. Ask people, I'm having electrical problems and I don't know who to ask. This is what this community is for. This is how we support one another. This is how we stand together. And it's amazing how the small gesture of luhum, the small gesture of just giving meat, how it opens up the hearts of others. How many of us, even though we slaughter, even though we take the meat home, even though we prepare it, when somebody comes to us with a bag and a gift, how much does our Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our hearts? وصدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم when he said تهادوا تحابوا. He says when you gift, it increases love. And this is something that we truly experience. The happiness that we have when someone comes, rings our doorbell, knocks on our door, gives us a phone call, saying, I have some meat for you, I have a gift for you, I would like to give you something. Spread the love. That is one of the best ways for us to better our community and to better ourselves. By continuing to gift, by continuing to keep each other into account, and making sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us to take and entrust this amana that He has given us. And this amana are these animals, this amana are our families, our friends, our neighbors, and our community at large. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all tawfiq. Wa taqabbal Allah minna wa minkum wa Eidakum Mubarak.